Sometimes cuddle parties happen in places where the facilitator is not a native. I'm wondering if someone is traveling and meets people who love to cuddle and would say, hey, I really want a cuddle party here, but the facilitator, doesn't really know very many people there. They wouldn't know where to have it, but the enthusiastic person wants to help in any way they can. What would they need to know about what they'd be providing and how they, as the local person, could help make this happen efficiently?
Sure. So yes, as a certified facilitator, I'm like, have welcome circle, will travel, right? All we need is this this opening structure that we can take anywhere. So in terms of a physical container, having a comfortable space, and by comfortable, I mean including all of the senses, right? Sight, smell, touch, sound, that's relatively quiet, clean, so people can relax and feel emotionally safe. Padding is important. So a variety of furniture, not everybody is comfortable being on the floor, different sorts of levels. Some padding, but that can be impromptu for people who just, bring some cushions or some padding or some blankets and, make sure they're clean. That can happen. And a place that is private enough to that people, that there can be a closed, secure container so that nobody will be walking by or entering after the welcome circle starts. So that's very important. I think those are, and of course, nice things about accessibility and parking and those kinds of things. But I think that's really the most of the basics.
Is there a certain number of people that should be able to fit in the space? And, does it work where you might have a lot of sitting space, but not as much, laying down space, or where rooms go from room to room, maybe there's a walkway or door, like how to manage?
Well, let's say there's ideal and then there's enough, right? And we don't, I get perfectionistic-y, so it can always be better. Yes, we need bathrooms, things like that. The ideal space, I mean, really, where two or more are gathered, right? You can have a cuddle party. So there isn't really a minimum, and the maximum depends upon the facilitator. And the minimum does too. So, but I'd say at least half a dozen, people, you'd want enough space for that. And my limit as a facilitator is about 20 to 30 people. I don't like them any bigger than that. So that gives a range. And then, it's nice to have other breakout spaces where, people, we like to make it potluck, people bring food. So a place where people can, have something to eat or drink. Those things are always nice.
And some cuddle parties are scheduled a month or more in advance, and everyone in that community gets to know about it. But when you're having something where this might be the first one in that area, what are some good ways to get the word out, and for the local person to really help with that, getting the word out, because they know more people there?
Yeah. Well, word of mouth. And in that location, first of all, somebody feeling emotionally safe enough to be able to come, and knowing the host personally is one of the best ways to do that, or personally knowing somebody who's going to be there. So I think in that case, word of mouth is really the best way. And everybody has their own favorite, way to connect to their community, their way to post, or their way to talk about it. I will say that it's such a rewarding thing to do. If anybody even has a curiosity about how do I connect with people in a really emotionally clean, healthy way? How do I learn more about consent and also nourish my nervous system and create healthier habits around touch? Touch is something that is so fraught in our world today that if they even have any curiosity, cuddle party is a really good thing to experience. And so, it's just a welcome circle that the guests are committing to. And I really encourage anybody to just show up and see what it's like for you to sit through and at least listen to the first hour of what the agreements are, and just notice what comes up for you around it.
And I know you just covered some of this, but do you have like an elevator pitch if someone's like, what is a cuddle party? And, or if that person just said they love to cuddle, they might be more amenable to it. But if someone has no idea, like, for those who may think the idea seems weird, like the other points, do you have like a
Yeah.
quick kind of?
Yeah. Well, let's see. I will end by saying, it is a workshop on communication and consent in which we use affectionate platonic touch, AKA cuddling, as a way to practice. It's a vehicle for that. And one of our first rules is that no one has to do anything at a cuddle party ever. So no kind of touch is ever expected or required. And simply being in the room is complete and full participation. And we do have a very complete set of social agreements that we go over at the beginning, so everybody's really clear, and there's always an invitation to leave with a full refund at the end of that, so that not only are you consenting, but you have informed consent.
Wonderful. Well, may the Cuddle Party World Tour begin in a safe way.
Yay! Thank you, Larysa. I always enjoy talking to you.
You too. Thank you so much.
Bye.